A transformative tarot, home of Unique Individuals Inc. and all that fly stuff, right? If you want a personal reading, commission artwork, it's all in the description box. We are available for you. Uh, and a whole lot of stuff getting ready to drop. So keep everybody in the loop, you know what I mean? As much as I can without giving up the juice. And that's how it's supposed to be. It's Blue Storm here, so what a time to be here. Talking about clearing out. And it's an initial message, you know what I'm saying? Just something good to get prepped for the 13 days ahead. But here, I wanted to go into a little bit more depth about what I was getting about this wave spell. And the word that came up was the insecurities going to be front and center. The insecurities are going to be front and center within ourselves and others around us. We're really going to see what separates the wheat from the chaff. And this is going to be more of a therapeutic session as to the signs and I say to the ancestors because they are a big part of this. A lot of what we're releasing is things that they had to go through that was carried on, right? Belief systems, ways of going about things, traditions, you name it, right? When you're insecure, it's really saying you're not secure with self. And quite frankly, that's not the hardest thing to be right now in a world like this where your safety or your security seems to be tested more often than not, you know, whether it's job status, relationship status. But what this really points to is eclipse was opposite ago, which is a great time for us to really cleanse the colon or eliminate or eclipse things out of our system that are no longer serving us. And any insecurities that may pop up within yourself is what this is geared towards. So Fancy's deck, first and foremost, we have the King of Hearts. And a beautiful way to start. This is the active expression of love. Sophia is the wisdom and the protection of, new beginnings, children and pregnant women. So this could be wherever you are in your processes as far as a new beginning. You understand what I'm saying? And we'll put them to the back for right now because I want them to headline it. This is great masculine, feminine energy to have anyway. Start everything off with. So we're going to keep things balanced and equalized because this is what the last wave spell was teaching us, is how to balance our receptivity and our call to action, when to listen and when to talk. You understand what I'm saying? So for this, with the insecurities that may come up at this time, they're coming up to the surface to be released. What is it about these things that makes us so insecure? Well, it could be something as simple as we don't want people to know parts of our lives or something that's happened to us that we've gone through personally, right? That may cast a shadow. Here's deck, we have the Knight of Wands, again with that active energy. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. What this is saying is now is a great time to release those insecurities or fears. And a lot of it is through action. But this is more about inspired action. An inspired release. Letting go of who you thought you were. What you thought you were here to do. In a lot of circles, the only thing you're really here to do is experience joy. And everything else is kind of like goes along with it. You understand what I'm saying? The Knight of Wands is that passionate, active element of going after new things, new experiences, and letting go of the old ones that kept us comfortable and secure. So the insecurities that are going to come up during this wave spell are meant to make us uncomfortable and push us out of there and get comfortable with something new, something unknown, but something that really lights your fire. And this is the way you're going to know what it is. You understand? This is the calling card for your new beginning. The calling card is whatever this is finds you, you're going to have an affinity for it, and you're going to want to pursue that passion or that goal, something newfound, while letting go of anything old that you might have binded yourself to. It could be an idea, it could be a project, it could be an addiction. You know what I'm saying? An addictive behavior. Yeah, it could be anything at this time. And now we're going to get to from the Santa Muerte deck. Let me shuffle these. These wasn't shuffled from the last read. But a good question is, what makes me feel secure now? You know what I mean? In the new era that I am. Is it merely finances? Is it the relationship that makes me secure? Well, if that's what makes you secure, then are you secure without one? You know, these are what we're looking at with this blue storm energy to help clear it out so that the authentic self really comes to the forefront. Being insecure is not as bad as it seems, especially at this time, because it's going to point out a lot about your subconscious mind and how it was programmed. You understand what I'm saying? If money is your security, then are you insecure when you're broke? You know what I'm saying? Can you be content and secure when you have no money? You know, knowing that it will come back in. Insecurities can mean a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, let's look at the word in and look at the word secure. I don't know, it kind of feels like a trick that's been played on this, because you should feel secure within, right? So what are we really saying when we say insecure? You understand what I'm saying? Maybe this is just one of those linguistic spells that we've cast on ourselves. But the object of this this storm energy, on top of the storm energy, we're going to have a lot of realizations this week. Sudden things popping up. Things that maybe you are only going to notice because it pertains to you. And everybody around is just oblivious because it's not meant for them. Shit, you might be the storm in somebody's life. Coming in very unexpectedly to meet somebody, maybe to be a mirror to somebody. You know, this can play out so many different ways when you're dealing with this dynamic of the blue storm. But we're also on the tail end of Pisces, which has Saturn there doing all that, you know, restructuring and really disciplining ourselves spiritually. And that just means energetically, where we spend our time, you know what I mean? How we invest our time, who we invest our time in, and having a structure to that investment, you know what I mean? And being in not so much control, because we're not talking about, you know, the control behind, like controlling people in all these situations around us, but more so releasing the need to control what's already in place, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, King of Hearts, we have the Queen of Hearts. How about that? So here's that masculine and feminine coming into play. Two different decks, but the same kind of energy. The emotional maturity was a big part of a lot of our journeys. Learning to master the language of the heart. And not just the heart, you know, our heart, what our heart is saying, our heart song. Balancing that out. How to give and receive love at the same time. You know what I'm saying? How to be accepting of others as well as being accepting of oneself. And this is where the passion ignites. It's within the heart. Definitely. Buddha and Kuan Yin. She's been coming up a lot lately. She has been all over the place, and even other names that are associated with that energy, such as Tara, has been big too. And in the mythology, she is the one who reaches back. She's ascending with all the other guys, but she's the one that reaches back out of compassion for humanity, the hope, you know. So you could take this as many different ways as you need to in order to really condition yourself. This could be you reaching back to your inner child, showing compassion for the way you were raised, how you were raised, you know what I'm saying? Forgiveness for oneself, showing oneself that compassion. But perhaps maybe others as well, you know what I'm saying? Others as well. You don't have to, it's not a prerequisite, but we're talking about the heart. And shout out to Miss Blue, Brother Bilal. When the mind and the heart are aligned, this is called integrity. Seven of Swords. Absolutely. On top of this, letting go. What is the narrative, the false narrative that has been projected and perpetrated and what's the word I'm looking for? Perpetuated. And for how long has this been going on?